Hey everybody, welcome to Kirby Triple Deluxe, one of my favorite Kirby games, and one I've played probably the most besides Robobot, probably, and also Amazing Mirror, because I played that a lot as a kid. But yeah, this game is fantastic, and the first 2DS Kirby game, and also, on that note, first 2DS game I'm doing on the channel. But we have all normal Kirby abilities. We can jump, not going to introduce any more at the moment. We can go on these warp stars to go around. And since we're on the 3DS, we now have to go in and out of the background all the time. Trust me, that's kind of this game's main gimmick. Hell, the name Triple Deluxe, the storage is meant to be a play on words, I guess, of 3D. Sort of. It's not really a great one, but yeah. We can suck things up, we can launch them at enemies like that other Waddle Dee that's just swinging on a rope for some reason. We can slide to destroy blocks when we don't have an ability, or we can also shoot a little puff of air when we are floating. We also now have copy abilities. The last game I did was Dreamland, so technically, in the chronology of my channel, we haven't had Kirby copy abilities yet. But, I mean, every other Kirby game does, so not really fair. And I almost just died. Fantastic. So we are just chasing after King DeDeDe, who's been kidnapped by... It's actually really easy to miss that guy's name that kidnapped him. His name is Taranza. It's really only mentioned in some pause screen descriptions and near the end of the game, so it's actually really easy to miss it. But we are chasing Taranza rather through the flying kingdom, or the floating kingdom rather, of Floralia, which is pretty damn similar to Dreamland. It even has the same enemies. I really have to question why we're fighting DeDeDe's minions when, you know, we're trying to save DeDeDe. But, hey. Apparently, it's just because, like, it's kind of like Goombas and Koopas and Mario, where, like, they're not all aligned with DeDeDe. But, sort of, like, you just sort of, They're hurting you as you're getting in their way, basically. I think that might have only been said with Waddle Dees. I don't know what's up with everyone else. But, hey, whatever. But, getting to Kirby Triple Deluxe's main gimmick, this is Hypernova. More accurately, that was a miracle fruit, which gives us the ability of Hypernova, which allows us to just suck really hard. It's more of a visual spectacle than anything else, but sucking up that tree reveals to us this game's collectibles, the Sunstones. And you just need a certain amount of them to open the pathway to the boss. Much like the gears in Return to Dreamland, a lot of this game is very similar to Return to Dreamland in structure. Though I will say, I played Return to Dreamland again recently, and I'm surprised how different it feels from this game and subsequently Robobot, which feels very similar to this game, considering, you know, they're on the same system, they run on the same exact engine. This game and Robobot are very similar. However, I will personally say I prefer Robobot. But Hypernova is pretty cool. You can use it to solve puzzles like this, pushing these blocks over. We need to push that block over here so we can stand on it. So you push this cracked rock down to get the second Sunstone. Different levels have different amount of Sunstones. It's not always 2. Could be 3, 4. I think the max is 4. I don't think any level has 5. I'm like pretty positive. I hope so, at least. Anyway, we now have these wrecking balls. We can either push them back a certain amount or all the way to either knock these pillars down or completely obliterate them, or rather knock these walls down. And that's another MacGuffin we can collect. Rare keychains. I don't think we've seen any others, but there's also just normal keychains. They're just sort of a collectible for the sake of being collectibles. They just give you, well, we'll see what they give you. But there's one rare keychain per level that isn't just a boss level. So basically every, you know, normal platformer level. And we will be getting them all. But usually it's a little bit trickier to find them. They're a little bit more hidden away than, say, the Sunstones are. The Sunstones are pretty easy to find, ultimately. Rare keychains, though, are a bit more tricky. Anyway, we have the, I believe these are the Mowly Bros? Moley Bros? Probably Moley, because they're moles. But we just have to wait for them to actually pop up for a long enough time instead of the cardboard cutout there. It should be appearing up there. Yep. There it goes. And it reveals the end door for us. As well as these 3D warp stars, which take us in and out of the background. We're on the 3DS, so of course we have to have that happen. And at the end of every level, we get this little cannon mini-game, where we can just hopefully get... That wasn't high enough, but we can hopefully get high enough to launch to the number 1 sign. And if you do, you get keychains, more keychains. I think... Do you still get 1 or 2? I don't remember. You don't, you just get food. But number 1, you do get a keychain. So keychains just give you little sprites of past Kirby sprites. They don't do anything besides be collectibles, which is alright, I guess. And rare keychains generally give you more story important stuff, like the Star Rod from Nightmare in Dreamland, or the original Kirby's Adventure. Keychains are completely random, except for rare keychains. Rare keychains will always give you the same exact one, but other keychains are just random. So you could get, Kirby talking on the phone, or you get Burning Kirby from the same exact keychain, for example. My God, I haven't talked about it yet, but I love this game's soundtrack. It might be my favorite Kirby soundtrack. I mean... Robobot's up there, but it's some, that's some weird tracks. I should finish that sentence. But also Robobot, uses a lot of songs from past games. I mean, this game does too, mind you. Oop, hold on. That was a new ability. In this game, even, not just in general. Bell. Bell is actually one of my favorite abilities. I really, really like it. If you, hit up and down really quickly, you can do that little attack there to hit both sides of you. If you're dashing and run, you just shoot, bells both sides of you, which is really effective. And, what else can you do? You can guard, which makes you invincible. And, you can just do this little normal attack here. So, as well, we're on 3DS. So, we now have a gyro, meaning we can tilt to put this, these burning logs out to reveal just a Maximum Tomato. We also have stars that we can find in the level, just normal stars sitting around. And if you collect 100, they give you get an extra life. Essentially, it's the coins in Super Mario. That's pretty much the extent. There's different colors. I believe green is 5. Yes, and I think red is 10. And then just the normal yellow stars are just the 1. I think there's also... There might be blue stars in this game. I don't remember. That might have just been a thing Return to Dreamland. But if there are, those are 20, I believe. Anyway, we need to be in the background here because we need to break open that terrain block to get another Sunstone. Get the fuck out of here, Chip. Not stealing my Sunstone. And I like Bell a lot. It's a really fun ability, really fast-paced as well, because you can just run and dash and do quite a bit of damage and get hit as well from the Kabu. Great, okay. I love this song as well. God, I could talk about the soundtrack all day. I could talk about how I loved the opening theme, especially the end bit, where the main theme of Triple Deluxe plays. It's so good. Anyway, we also have these tilt cannons we can go in. And we need to tilt in the proper direction to get stuff. We need to tilt left here to get the Sunstone. Otherwise, you would have just gone and got hit by Gordos, or, yeah. Not gotten hit, but you would have not gotten the Sunstone at least. The other cannons are just timed, kind of like in Donkey Kong. You just hit a button, and you launch out at the when you need to. Or they launch you immediately, either one. Kind of depends on the cannon. Actually, I like that ability too, so let's go and drop... Bell there, or we're not going to get that ability back. Hold on, you need to go away, Shotzo, and go back, and there we go. Kirby is very lenient with giving ability respawns. This is Whip, introduced in Return to Dreamland. Thank you for returning, because it was one of my favorite abilities. It's pretty fun, long-ish range for a non-projectile based ability. But pretty fun. Also has some cool other quirks, like you can do a little tornado whip upwards, which is really cool, really effective as well. Anyway, we need to water those flowers to get this key to unlock this door to get a Sunstone. Those little puzzle rooms are pretty fun. You just go into them through these orange doors. Orange doors signify optional rooms that you can usually always come back from. But yeah, if you suck up 2 powers, by the way, at the same time, when you drop and one from an enemy, you always get the one you dropped instead of the one you from the enemy. However, if you suck up 2 different enemies at the same time, you get a roulette for a random item. For random power, rather. Speaking of items, though, here's Bandana Waddle Dee, who will give us an item based on Street Pass stuff. Given though I'm using my recording 3DS, which I never take out of the house, we're probably not going to get many Street Pass stuff, but hey, whatever. Anyway, Fire here. I believe this was also 2 abilities originally. At some point, Kirby decided to combine a lot of abilities, which was pretty smart, actually. But Fire used to be 2 different abilities. I believe one was Meteor, and then there was normal Fire, which just let you breathe. But a Meteor was just this dash here. And, oh, okay. So we can also check out Mr. Frost here to get Ice, which lets us Ice Skate, which is absolutely adorable. And also freeze enemies like that. So, before we head into the end door here, we're going to fly up to get this level's rare keychain. So, I didn't actually get Kirby Triple Deluxe when it came out. Unfortunately, for some reason, I just wasn't super excited for it, but I got it eventually. I think I got it on, like, when it was there was, like, a deal at a store for some 3DS games. Like, I'll pick up Triple Deluxe, and I ended up really enjoying it. I heard good things about it, of course. I mean, it's a Kirby game. It's gonna be fine, but I don't think there's really a bad Kirby game. I mean, I guess, mainline Kirby game. I guess you could argue Amazing Mirror. But I still like that game, but that's just me. I know a lot of people don't, but there's Dynablade. That's the rare keychain for Fine Fields Level 2. God, Kirby's is so adorable. But this game also introduces background elements that will attack you, such as these balls in the background that are being brought up by Waddle Dees on hamster wheels for some reason, and they'll just come and attack you. Not too threatening, but just gotta watch out for them. Be careful, take your time. Maybe not run back into them. I want this ability because Cutter is awesome. You just throw a little projectile, but if you throw it behind you, it will keep going forward, which means you can basically get infinite range out of it if you're smart about it. If you're standing near somebody, also do a little combo like that. Pretty effective. And also, a lot of enemies will attack you from the background in this game, like that Cutter guy there. And you can see how effective that was against that Bronto Bird, the ability to just do that. Cutter will also let us cut this grass here, predictably, and that will reveal a 3D Warp Star, which we need to go pick this bomb rock here in the background, or in the floor of the background rather, and that is this level's rare keychain. However, this level hides another secret. If we go all the way to the right in this background area and touch the edge of the screen, we then need to go all the way back to the start of the room to get a little bit of a secret that has been a bit of a tradition in Kirby games for a while. We can also do a little downwards, thing with Cutter. But if we go back to start a level after having touched the right edge of the screen in the background, we can get this 3D Warp Star. Which, if we actually, what's to the right here? Is there anything? No, it's just a slope. Anyway, yeah, if we go to the left here, we can notice the music is going to change. This is a Hal Room. They typically appear in Kirby games. There's usually 1 per Kirby game. This actually has 3 Hal Rooms. But, yeah. So I guess we can get a new ability. Let's go ahead and get a Fighter, just so I can get it out of the way, honestly. I'm not the best with Fighter. I didn't grow up playing things like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, so that sort of traditional Kirby fighting game is lost on me. But, hey. Also, keychain in the A here. Is there any other secrets? This is some stars, I guess. No other keychains. That's all I really care about. Kill the Mr. Hatter there. Or the Broom Hatter, rather. That's what it's called. Yeah, that music was from the Kirby's Dream Collection on the Wii. I believe it's just the menu music. We have these 3D tilt missiles. Just launch a missile into the background, break some durable blocks. And we have to figure out how to break all of these because we have to get to the bottom one there. Because that will house a Sunstone. And we don't need to make this one over here, but I guess we might as well to make our lives just a bit easier. But Fighter is pretty fun if you can get the hang of it. I've seen a lot of people do really cool things with Fighter, but I am not that person. I tend to stick to the simpler abilities like Leaf or Cutter. But hey, it can be fun. It's just really complicated. Though I should mention, Kirby Triple Deluxe has quite a few side modes, extensive side modes I should say rather, because Kirby games usually always have mini games. But this one kind of started the trend of them being a bit more than just, you know, quick little distractions, kind of like the, I guess Return to Dreamland sorta did, kind of, with its like shooting game, but that was really short. This game has like full experiences, sort of. There is a fighting game, kind of like Smash. Speaking of Smash, the one change that was made in Triple Deluxe is if you're guarding, you can do little dodges now to the side. And you can spot dodge like that, and you can dodge in the air. And you can actually do directional dodges as well, can you? I guess not. You just sort of keep momentum, okay. Anyway, so, gimmick here is that now you still have to light these cannons, these fuses rather, to light a cannon. However, with Triple Deluxe, we have to keep the spark going with the tilt block here. We need to get it to the cannon. And that will launch us up. It's kind of cool that they found a way to make even those sections, which have been in Kirby for so long, at least somewhat more interesting and interactive than they ever were. It's pretty impressive. Triple Deluxe doesn't really change the foundation of Kirby in any significant way. However, it does really refine the formula that Return to Dreamland set in, and just make it something absolutely fantastic that I kinda hope they stick with, but also kinda don't, because the one big problem with like something like Robobot is that it feels very, very similar to what's this game called? Triple Deluxe, and I kinda don't want every single Kirby game to feel the same. But on topic of things feeling the same, Hypernova. I don't mean to be a downer immediately, but I'm not as huge on it as other people are. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is really fun, it is a visual spectacle, but by the end of the game, you realize that every Hypernova section is kind of the same. Like, you're just holding B, and there are some times when you do puzzle solving with it, and that's really cool. But I think I'm honestly a bigger fan of the super abilities from Return to Dreamland, because one, there's simply more variety in them, because you had different abilities. With this, it's just Kirby's suck that gets stronger, nothing else. And, well, I will say that some of the abilities, like usually Sword and Flame, were kind of just the ability to kill everything. Some stuff like Hammer and Beam actually did have some interesting puzzles tied to them. And Hypernova does too here. Like, you know, we had to pull this back all the way to make that wall over there to get this Sunstone down here. But generally, I will say that I think I prefer the super abilities from Return to Dreamland over Hypernova. That's not all to say Hypernova is bad at all. It's a really cool ability, and I like it a lot. Just in comparison, I'm not as huge on it as other people are, and also I just prefer what came before it. However, I will say the Robobot armor in Robobot is perfect. It does the super like powerful Kirby thing better than either game. Yeah, we almost have everything in this level. We just have oh Jesus! We just had to kill these things that suck up their missile and hit the red fuck me button on the back. Pretty simple concept for a boss, but kind of fun. But this one's a little bit different. It's gonna turn and then create a giant saw to try and kill you. Fun. But that'll be that for that tower. I do love the Hypernova theme though, it is really good. And here we just have to suck this block over so that we can pull that thing, whatever it is, I guess just pin. Suck up the background and reveal the actual background with the final Sunstone. And there we go. That's that. So there is a little Easter egg with this goal game, I believe. If you get 7, if you keep going up the numbers, I should say, if you get 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in that order, this theme here will instead be 8-bit instead of what we have now. Just a little nostalgia thing. And this Soulsray keychain is the triple star. from one of the most memorable Kirby games I've ever played. Though, honestly, I haven't played Squeak Squad since I got it, whenever I happened to get it. I don't think I got it when it came out. I haven't played it in a very long time. It's just one of those 3D, or it's just one of those Kirby games I never really have the desire to go back to. Unlike, you know, this, Robobot, Nightmare in Dreamland, Superstar, you know, the really, really good ones, 64 as well. I'm also a really big fan, personally, of, like, of Dreamland 3. Anyway, Spark. It got massively nerfed in this game. Not because it's really that less powerful, but because of this dodge, which leaves you vulnerable for, you know, a little bit after you dodge. However, in Return to Dreamland, it was ridiculous, because you didn't even have to move to charge up or do anything. You just had to shake the Wii remote, which means you could actually move. That's what was cool about it. You could actually move, charge up, and fire at the same time, which was insane. Also, it was just really powerful, and your dodge didn't cause you to go anywhere, so you could just stand there, guard, charge up, and then kill. It was really good. Anyway, speaking of really good, Beetle here. I love this ability. It's a good mix of like suplex and just general, and kind of bird as well, because you can fly a little bit better. You have a more of a hover sort of thing than you do with bird, which is just really good flapping. But it's really cool. It's really powerful. You can grab enemies like this and do a little twirl like that to grab enemies that are also behind you. And I just really like it a lot. It's very mobile, very fast, very strong, and it's a cool little combo. If we go here and kill that hothead like that, really awesome. We can also do this if we hit up and down really quickly. A lot of abilities, or sorry, down and up really quickly. A lot of abilities sort of have something like that. Whip does. Whip does. Other abilities too, I'm sure. I just can't remember what. Battle, duh. I just had that. But yeah, it's just a really fun ability. You can do a lot with it. Anyway, take that 3D warp star there and head right instead of left to the door to get that 3D, to get that rare keychain rather. And there's also a 1-up over here, though I can guarantee you that we won't really need the 1-ups. Deluxe was well received, but a lot of people did complain that it was a bit too easy. But I have to ask them if they ever had played a Kirby game before. Kirby games have never been known for their difficulty. They've always been known for just a really solid level design, the really solid worlds, the cool abilities, and the dynamic structure of that, and great music. It's never really been known for difficulty, so I don't really know where that, like, why that's a sudden complaint, but hey. Also, I think someone complained that the campaign was too short, and I that just sounds ridiculous to me. I know campaign is technically the right term, and it's not just like, it's usually used in like FPS games and stuff, but at the time I should say, but it just sounds so silly to refer to it as the campaign instead of just the story. I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, what we just picked up, you know, like 30 seconds ago, whatever, was a Lollipop, which makes us invincible and gives us that really fast-paced, really iconic theme, which I love a lot. And we also have these 3D, not 3D, everything's 3D, Triple Deluxe, tilt gondolas here, which we just tilt to go where we need to. And we have to break through here to get another keychain. I'm probably not going to get every single normal keychain that's in these levels, but I will get all the rare ones, just not all the normal ones. I'll go for everything I know is there, of course, but I doubt I know where every single little hidden keychain is. Though I do appreciate them introducing the keychains, even if there's like nothing to do with them, and they are purely collectibles for the sake of being collectibles, as I said before. I do appreciate them being here, because the problem I have upon playing Return to Dreamland is there's a lot of puzzle rooms that just give you food and stuff, which could be really helpful depending on, you know, your situation. But if you're fine on health, then that room is just sort of pointless, and there's no point in completing it. But here, I mean, at least there's some sort of reward, no matter what your situation is. Puzzle rooms often more so lead to keychains and sunstones than they do to just food. There might be a few still that just lead to food, but usually food's just hidden in the world, like in a block or whatever. So it's less of like a spectacle to get food and more a spectacle of keychains and sunstones, which I appreciate. It makes those rooms a lot more fun and a lot more worthwhile. So I'm gonna try and get the 8-bit thing. but probably not. And I didn't even start well, so that went great. And Chef Kirby. Chef Kirby's adorable. Got a little chef hat. Just everything with Kirby is just adorable. The rare keychain for that, by the way, was Dark Matter. I was about to say Shot Zone. No. Dark Matter. That's what it was. One of, like, the fan favorite villains of the series. But with enough Sunstones, we unlock the way to the boss. But if we get every Sunstone in the level, in the world rather, we also unlock a secret level. So the secret levels can vary in terms of what they are. What this is kind of a highlights of Fine Fields. We kind of go through different sections of the world in a sense. And oh, I just bashed my head on a cloud. That must have hurt. Would it hurt? It wouldn't hurt to hurt a cloud. Why are clouds in video games so physical? Like, they're very, very hard. And you can stand on them sometimes. Not always. Depends on the cloud. Really weird. Anyway, tilt left here. We saw it before to get a keychain. Kirby Trouble Deluxe also does a much better job, I think, of hinting where things are than Return to Dreamland did. In some cases, because Return to Dreamland has some really just dumb locations for things. And oop, that was a new ability I want to get, because I want to get it out of the way. I mentioned Bird earlier, but as you might have noticed from the bird here, we can get Bird! Wing. It's called Wing. Did I call it Bird earlier? Goddamn, oh. Yeah, really happy at yourself, aren't you, fucker? I'm not getting you. We actually can't get him. Anyway, the main difference with Wing between normal Kirby is you can fly faster. That's about it. I would say that's about it. Well, it's not about it, but it's about all I know about it. I am not good with this ability. It's the one ability for some reason in Kirby that I just always avoid because I only know how to do like this one attack. And sometimes I go backwards and I don't know why. I honestly just, for some reason, it never clicked with me. I don't know why. It can be fun. It's just, it never clicked with me personally. Your main attack is this feather shot, which really isn't effective because it goes in a random direction. And it's not that fast or powerful at all. So you kind of have to rely on your other, more complex abilities, which I never wrap my head around because I'm bad at video games. How did I do that? I guess if you're near an enemy, you just launch up. I'm figuring new things out. Let's do that here. Or not. that kibble blade just died for nothing. How can I get that? There we go. I gotta just do this twirl a couple times. There we go. It's just a star. Couldn't have been a keychain. Anyway, got these big wildies here. I don't know why. But why are we killing these guys? Like, why is Kirby so mean? These things are just walking around in the jungle, in the trees, and we're just like, hey, you gotta die. You gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, what's wrong with us? Why are we so mean? We're so adorable, but we're so rude. These extra levels also take a lot of things from Return to Dreamland. Well, by a lot of things, I mean music, mainly. I should have gotten Fire there. It would much better for me, but, well, there'll be another ability. I kind of sad Broom also never returned. There was an ability in Dreamland 3, and it was a dumb ability, and it was kind of useless, but it was fun. It was fun to just have. I mean, we still have Sleep, so really, what's the harm in having another weird, kind of useless ability? Plus, it's funny to just have a broom and just, like, try to attack people with it. Seriously. I want Broom to come back. It's underappreciated. So you can choose between Beetle or Bird. I'm just going to call it Bird now because I did it before. I heavily prefer Beetle, so. Beetle's also new to this game, much like Belle. And there's one other ability we'll get to later that's also new. But we won't actually be coming to that for a while, interestingly. Anyway, sub-boss here. Have we fought a sub-boss yet? I don't think we have. No, we did. We fought Mr. Frosty. We have Blocky DX, who's a block. He's going to kind of run around and block himself up to try and hurt us. Not very good at his job, frankly. But he tries his best, bless him. Too bad we have to kill him. Oh, okay. I don't really know what happened there. I think I grabbed the rock, and then I just sort of got rid of it, which is a thing. And so he's gonna come in from the background here. I really wish I could just hit him with the block! Anyway, so shooting stars is still a pretty effective strategy in this game, despite even having copy abilities. Can still do quite a bit of damage, especially if you're in a pinch like that, and they have like a little bit of HP left. Extra stages usually don't have that many Sunstones. I think they max out at 2. But that's that. That's Fine Fields, all the levels done, besides, of course, the boss fight. UFO is also an ability that's been strangely absent from the series until Robobot. And even in Robobot, it's only available via Amiibo for some reason. Which is kind of upsetting. Specifically, I think of the Kirby Robobot Amiibo. Kirby. God, names. The Kirby Amiibo that is in line with the Robobot series, not the Smash Kirby. I think the medicine's a better healing item. So, fire is like undoubtedly the best thing for this. Fire is also a really fun ability because we can just do that. But we can see DeDeDe and Taranza in the background. Gotta give chase. And this is our first boss, Flowery Woods. Something new with this game is that they have little pause screen descriptions for each of the bosses, so I'll be reading those out as we come to them. Flowery Woods reads, once a small blooming flower native to the lands, to the floating kingdom of Floralia, Flowery Woods has become hostile and overgrown due to the magic of DeDeDe's mysterious kidnapper, Taranza. Watch out for this tree's razor-sharp blossoms. As he jumps into the background. That's a good strategy, by the way. Just use this down attack here, and you can just roll along Flowery Woods, and he can't hit you. It's really effective. It's also just generally effective for avoiding these attacks. But I suggested fire because he's gonna have these, and he's gonna rather send these roots out of the ground. I guess they're also sort of, no, they're just roots. They're 100% just roots. And having fire just be a constant hitbox is really effective for that sort of thing. Also, it's just effective because if he's going to stomp down, it's kind of dangerous to be under him. And we can just sort of blast fire at him like that. Flowery Woods is apparently related to Wispy Woods, the traditional first boss of Kirby games, but that whole relation is completely unknown. And, oh, come on. Just a little left it. We're going to finish it off in a fancy way. It wasn't that fancy, but he died in a pretty fancy way. Also, take a moment. I have to praise that boss fight music. It's so fast-paced and energetic and amazing, and I love it. The Dreamstalk has grown. You can now proceed to the second floating island, which is Lollipop Land. Kind of running with the tradition of naming things after food, sort of. I mean, this game didn't do that with Fine Fields. I mean, unless you want to count your food as fine. I don't know. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. So next time, we go into Lollipop Land and clear that level and chase Taranza further into Floralia. See you guys next time.